Howdy, welcome back to Multar Aviation. So I just found a new low-time pilot job flying for an airline, flying jets. And yep, you heard me right, low-time jet airline pilot job. So hey, I'm Dr. Andy Multar. I'm a flight instructor, a CFI IIMEI. I used to be a corporate pilot, and now I'm a professor of aviation. So the airline I want to tell you about is Contour Airlines. Now, they've never really operated in the regions that I've lived in. Not so much that I was very familiar with them, but I just came across them, and it seems like a great uh, possible job that a lot of you qualify for. So this is Contour Airlines, and they have a lot of different routes around the country. So as you can see here, I mean, they're, out in the west, the Midwest here and towards the east, and then they also do a lot of flights in the Caribbean. So to find a job, you can go to their website, contourairlines.com, and on the bottom left, you'll see here careers. And so you just click on that, and then here we go. And so there's quite a few things I want to show you. So first up here, first thing I want to tell you about is their pilot pathway program. So make sure you watch this whole video because I got a lot of different things that I want to tell you about. So make sure you stick around. All right, so they have this pilot pathway program, and it is quite incredible. So first, you enter as a first officer. So you can join Contour Airlines as a first officer with a minimum of 500 hours total time with 25 hours multi-engine. And then once you're eligible, you can upgrade to captain. And then they have a pathway program with SkyWest. So once eligible, you can begin the process to transition to SkyWest as a direct entry captain. So you can skip the first officer part at that regional airline, which is quite incredible. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know how successful pilots are in using this transition program or this pathway program. And I don't know anybody that's gone through it. So you'd have to do your own research, maybe search Reddit, see if there's anybody out there that's actually done it. But just that, they're advertising it means that at least somebody's done it. So, maybe you can too. And then, as a direct entry captain, you'll be eligible to participate in SkyWest's pilot pathway program with United Airlines, and you can even get a guaranteed pilot interview with Delta Airlines. It's not guaranteed that you'll get a job with Delta, but it's possible. Um, so that pathway program is quite incredible. So let's look to see if they're actually hiring. So this is a low time pilot video. So I mean, they are hire. It says they're hiring for captains, and so you have to have 1,500 hours. But we want to look at first officers, so we'll look at that. And so for the CRJ, the Canadian Regional Jet, they are not hiring. But for Embraer Regional Jet, ERJ, first officer, they are hiring. So minimum and recommended flight times are a total of 500 hours with multi-engine hours of 25 minimum. And it looks like they're hiring for Puerto Rico. And so Luis Munoz Marin International Airport, SJU. So, and I love this website because you hit the apply now and it gives you a lot of good information. So it just tells you what their requirements are. So the salary range here, 36,000, it's not very much. But remember, this is a low time pilot job. So if you can get hired and with that pathway program that they have, it's pretty good. So let's just kind of look down here. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you. So starting salary, $36,000 annually. Now, you're probably gonna be flying a lot, so you'll be able to upgrade to captain pretty soon once you get to your 1,500 hours. But almost 45,000 with yearly, for your year two pay possibly. Okay, so for your qualifications, you have to be at least 18 years old, have a current passport, commercial multi-engine land with instrument rating. You have to have a first class medical verified at interview. So remember, if you're starting your flight training, get your first class medical certificate. Then when you go to, as you work as you're going through your flight training, you work as a flight instructor, 12 months will probably go by and you won't get first class privileges anymore. You'll get third class privileges, but you can still get it's still a first class medical. So when you go to apply, you have a first class medical, And then when you get hired, you renew your first class medical. All right. So, the normal stuff, ability to pass 10-year work history review, criminal background check, all that stuff. No excessive check ride failures. Must live within 120 minutes of assigned base duty period. So this isn't really a commuter kind of job. It's you get the job, you go live where you're based. All right, so the minimum and recommended flight time. So the minimum is 500 hours. The recommended is 1,000 hours. So if you meet the minimum, go ahead and apply. Now, from my own little research, I don't want to blow smoke up your empennage there, but from what I'm seeing is that I mean this airline they're getting bombarded with applications. So, um, if you're at 500 hours, I'm not saying it's impossible that you'll get hired, but um, I don't know. But with 1,000 hours, you're a lot more competitive. Multi-engine, yeah, 25 hours is a minimum, but 100 hours is recommended. So, if you're a CFI, double I, but you're not an MEI, yeah, it might be a good idea to go ahead and get it so they can start teaching some multi-engine, and so you can qualify for this job. All right, and the last thing I want to show you is the pay scale. And so here, the first officer, you're making 36,000 your first year, but as soon as you get upgraded to captain, so let's say you got hired at 1,000 hours, and then in a year you'll probably meet the requirements to upgrade to captain. And let's just say you do get upgraded to captain pretty quick, then you're making this $120,950. So that's pretty good for low time. Somebody that got hired as a low time pilot, and then you're making 120. And then once you get up, if you go through that pilot pathway program I was telling you about going to SkyWest, you'd be making a lot more as a direct entry captain. So, all right. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can get notified every time I come out with new videos. And so thanks for watching.